Alright, so let's have a look at some games that were decided essentially by a skewer. Some pretty nice ones by some big names like Hikaru Nakamura and Bobby Fischer. Let's get into it. Both Americans, ironically. Anyway, let's check it out. So, Hikaru plays the Roy Lopez. This is characterized by bishop b5 here on move 3. a6, bishop a4, knight f6. This is all theory. Castles, b5, bishop b3, bishop b7. Okay. Both sides are developing pieces and castling the king, hopefully, right? c3, black plays knight takes e4, which generally you can take that, but it's a little bit dangerous because white has castled and can come to the e file quickly. But in this case, let's see how Hikaru exploits it. d4, knight a5, not a bad move. Goes after this strong bishop and defends his knight at the same time. Bishop c2. Preserving the bishop, definitely a good idea. E takes d4, knight takes d4, c5, okay, attacking the knight. Knight f5, excellent square for the knight here, and the e file is getting ready to open. There might be some problems soon. d5, a4. This a4 move is quite standard in the Roy Lopez opening. The point is, usually because of this pile-up of pieces, this rook takes some time to get out, but if we go a4 and take, the rook can work on the a file immediately, right? Okay, queen d7, f3. This is an interesting move, right? Now queen d7 attacks the knight here, so he just attacks, knight goes back, rook check. As I said, that check was always coming, but now king d8, and the black king can't castle, and it's going to be a problem, right? Knight e3 just targets this d5 pawn. Knight dc4. A takes b5, A takes b5, and you see this a4 and ab maneuver. Now the white rook is quite good, right? Bishop f5 just poking the queen there. And some tactics happen. Black played this actually pretty well, I think, because his king in the center like this could be dangerous, but the queens get exchanged due to this tactic. Knight takes e3, when if we take back, they take our bishop, so we have to take their queen. Bishop takes, knight takes, rook takes. Oh, bishop takes. The knight on d1's trapped. Bishop d6, rook takes, and king c7. So what have we got here? Materials equal, and black really should be okay, right? White plays knight d2. Bishop c6. Okay, just trying to swap. That's not a bad idea. Bishop d3. Rook e8. Okay. c4. Takes. Okay, so the rooks exchange as was bound to happen. Bishop takes here. Threatening the pawn on f7, so he goes f6 and saves it. And Hikaru just plays bishop e3, aiming at this pawn here. Not quite ready to take it, just aiming at it. And black blunders here, despite being a 2400 player, plays rook b8. And can you see the way Hikaru finished him off immediately? Not checkmate, but makes a decisive move immediately. The move is, if you know what a skewer is, right, as we've been working on, rook takes d6. Right, nice move. And black resigned, because the point is, if the king takes on d6, we have bishop f4 check, skewering the king and the rook, right? So this guy didn't need to play rook b8, but rook b8, rook takes d6, king takes, bishop f4 check. Okay, and the skewer decides the game. Pretty decent. All right, let's see another one. I think this guy Valery Salov, he was a very strong player in the early 90s, I think, and this game was played in 82, so he's probably a bit young back then. Let's see the game. So it's a Grunfeld defense with 8 rook b1, some theoretical stuff. Castles, bishop e2. Okay, the game proceeds along what I believe is fairly normal lines. Okay, white gives a check. Okay, and white's got this big center with the pawns, but sometimes they can be weak. I don't think this is one of those cases. I'm trying not to be too theoretical with you. Okay, so basically white has these strong pawns in the center. Black's going to try and attack them. Bishop e6. Okay, takes, rook takes, b7. In my opinion now, white is clearly better. The pawns, the rook on the 7th rank, all serious issues. Queen e8. So this is Terentev's idea. That's the guy with black. He's threatening the pawn. He's also threatening taking this when the pin here would be good for him. But Salov finds a nice move, Queen h4. And there's a kind of pin along the 7th rank, right? The bishop will have problems. So after rook takes, right, if we take on e5, the queen will take and black's okay. But Salov has a nice move, rook e7, right? So rook took on e7, rook takes e7, queen f8, d7. Okay, that's pawn's getting kind of dangerous now, right? Rook d8's a little bit of a mistake, but it's very hard to know what to do there. And Salov finishes off with what move now? A nice move, rook takes g7. Okay, the point is of rook takes g7, if queen takes, of course, you can have a rook. So the king would have to take, but after rook takes g7, king takes, we have bishop h6 check, another skewer, right? So skewers do come up a lot. I like that one actually. Rook takes g7, bishop h6 check, and it would be game over very soon, right? Like the king would move, we take the queen and promote the pawn basically, right? Pretty strong. Now the next one, the last one, is one of Fischer's games from the Olympiad in 1962. And I think this game's reasonable too. So Nimzo Indian, one of Fischer's pet openings besides the King's Indian. d5, a3, takes, c5. So black has given white 2 bishops, but hopes to play against this crippled structure over here, right? Bishop d3, takes, queen c7. Okay, queen c7 is not a bad move as well. An idea is to play like knight c6 and castles and put a rook on d8, this type of thing. Bishop b3, b6. b6 is a good move actually. There's several ideas. One is to play bishop a6 and prevent castling. Another one is simply to have the basic fianchetto. Knight e2, castles, bishop b2, knight c6. Okay, standard development, both sides developing the pieces. Castles, knight a5, knight g3, bishop b7. And now, Donato Rivera, Fischer's opponent, plays a blunder. It's a natural move, but you need to be very careful. The guy goes rook c1, and Fischer's would really like to put a heavy piece, a queen or a rook here, because it would skewer these 2 pieces, right? And he can do that by force, because queen c6 gains time, threatening mate on g2, right? So these time-gaining moves can be very helpful. Queen c6, gaining time. He has to stop the mate on g2. That will be a checkmate, right? f3, and then queen b5. And you see, there's nothing white can do to save the piece. So bishop a4, queen takes b2, and white resigns. So that one is quite nice. Queen c6, 1 move threat, and then skewer the 2 pieces. All right, and I believe, I believe that is the last skewer game. So those were some nice examples of skewer games. In the following section, you are going to find skewers yourself on the puzzle sheet. So go and do those now and see how you go.